Hello. Hi. Oh my goodness. It's been too long. It's been since May, and I deeply apologize for that because I did promise you guys 2 more episodes after that last episode, and unfortunately I was not able to give that to you guys, but I will explain. I will explain. I promise you I will explain. I will explain it in this video. But I just kind of want to ease into it because I've tried this already 4 or 5 times, and I felt like I just kind of rushed into it, and I don't want to do that because one, this is a new season 5, episode 1. Hi, thank you. If you have listened to my other seasons, I deeply appreciate you. Even if you listened for a second in one of the episodes, I deeply appreciate you. I deeply appreciate your listen, and you just even supporting me in any type of way. I deeply appreciate it. And so welcome into season 5, episode 1. I am recording for YouTube, and I am recording as just an audio. So, wherever you get your podcast, hi. Thank you for tuning in. So I wanted to just kind of not rush into it because one, it is season 5, episode 1, and two, if this is your first time listening to me, I just kind of want to introduce myself. Hi, how are you? My name is Samantha. I am a senior in college at the moment, majoring in marketing, minoring in communications. I've started this podcast back in August of 23. It's been a little over a year, that's for sure. Clearly, if this is season 5. So I've been having this podcast for a little bit. It wasn't always called Imperfect Podcasting with Sam. At one point in the beginning, it was called Just Talking with Sam, but I rebranded, as you can tell. I rebranded the way my picture looks, and then rebranded the name as well. And I am going through another rebrand very, very soon. Whenever this episode comes out is when you guys will see the brand new picture that I did make. I really like this one better. I will say it's not 100% complete. I'm looking at it right now because I have my laptop on the side. It's not 100% complete because I feel like I want to do something different with it. But if anything, it is 100% complete right now. I'm just a perfectionist, and I overthink all my stuff, so it takes a while for me to actually land on something. But that's coming up soon. I want to make it a big deal, so I want to do a little countdown on Instagram and just kind of build up to it because I want to be serious on my podcast. I want to take this serious. I want my podcast to blow up and be successful. But not only that, like I said, I am majoring in marketing, and so all of my classes that I'm taking right now is all major and minor related. And so with all the classes, I'm actually using the homework to expand my podcast. And so in one of the classes I'm taking currently in the summer, taking 2 summer classes. I graduate next year. I'm excited. Let me get back to the point. One of the classes I'm taking right now, one of the homeworks was to so throughout this class, it's a marketing class. Throughout this class, you have your own brand. You create your own brand, and then you kind of just build on it. And since I already have my podcast, I decided to further my podcast instead of just creating a whole imaginary one. And so, with that, I do now have a vision and a mission statement, which is really cool. Something I didn't think I would ever do for my podcast, so that's really cool. And so, like I said, with all my major classes, it's kind of helping me expand on my podcast a little bit more and better. And so we're just going to go ahead and keep expanding and go ahead and be consistent with this. I'm going to try to be consistent with this a lot more from now on. There's just been a lot. And so we're just going to go with the flow. But I promise, this episode you are going to get an explanation as to why I kind of went M.I.A. since my last episode. It's been a lot. And it's going to get deep. It's going to get deep a lot. There's gonna be a lot of truth, and I trust you guys, but it also is like, it is something, so it's health-wise related, and I want to talk to you guys about it because it's not something that is well known, and so I kind of want to bring you guys into the loop a little. So I'm just looking right now because my professor just graded my vision and mission statement. So I want to see if it's up to par, and we gonna check it right now, like right now. And it's up to par. Very concise and to the point, Sam. Good work. Hey, 100%. So I am going to share it. I am going to also make a picture for it as well and then post that with the rebranding and the new episode when that happens. But because this episode is going to air when the rebrand happens, I'm going to share it with you guys right now. All right. So I have like my notes app. I live for my notes app. I have everything in my notes app. Like there's different folders, and so I have a podcast folder where I put all my ideas in it because I need to write down my ideas. If I don't, I completely forget what it is. Anyways, so the mission statement for Imperfect Podcasting with Sam is to provide a safe and comfortable environment while providing room for people to be themselves and know that it's okay to be human, aka not perfect. Okay? AKA not perfect. There is no such thing as perfect. Okay, maybe there is, but that just means that there's different definitions for people for perfect. Perfect is just how you want things to be perfect for yourself, but there's no literal definition of perfect. There's nothing that is like, this is what is perfect. No, it's different for everybody, okay? And so hence my Imperfect Podcasting with Sam. I really, really, really like to really put it out there that I'm not perfect at all. I'm not perfect at all, and I will never, ever, ever claim to be perfect. I will never, ever claim to be perfect, and I will never, ever feel like I'm above anybody, okay? So that's why it's called Imperfect Podcasting with Sam, because one, if you're going to hear me stutter, it's going to stay in my episode. I'm human. I'm going to stutter. You're going to hear me breathe. I'm not going to edit that out. Okay, I may edit like a burp or two out. I burp because I'm human. But if it's like stuttering, or if it's me just trying to... You've already heard in this episode like me correcting myself, but also me slowing down and correcting myself. So that's why it's called Imperfect Podcasting with Sam, because I'm not perfect. I will never claim to be perfect, and I just want you guys to know that it's all right to not be perfect. No one's perfect. No one, okay? And then the vision is be the podcast that people turn to find a safe space away from society, knowing that it's okay not to be perfect. You're going to always hear perfect because, like I said, I'm not perfect. No one's perfect. There's no definition of perfect. Everyone is, there's literally like, there may be identical twins out there, but no one is the same. No one is the absolute same. Like, that's just, it's truly impossible to have to be the same exact person as somebody else. Everyone is different in their own ways, and that's okay. And that's 100% okay. Like, it's like you can't compare your path to somebody else's path because you guys aren't on the same path. There will never be another person who's on the same path as you that is going to be exactly the same. That's truly, truly impossible. So don't ever compare your lives to somebody else's life, because one, whoever you're comparing yourself to, they're not the set example of what you need to go by. There's no set example to go by. You're going to learn and grow many different ways than other people do. And that's just that. That's very hard to accept, but that's why I have this podcast, just so that it's also just reiterated every so often, because society and social media really puts a damper on our minds and really makes us believe that there is a certain way to have our bodies, or there is a certain way to do life. That's just not the case, and it's not going to be the case in this podcast. So if that's what you came here for, you're not going to get that here, okay? We're all different. We're imperfect, and that's okay. And that's okay. That is okay. It's okay to not be okay. It's okay to not go by society's image and everything that it puts out there. It's okay. You are perfect the way you are. You are perfect in your own way. And that's that. Okay? That's what my podcast is, and that's what I want it to be. And that's what I want it to be always. And if it ever does become a big successful thing, that's what I want it to be known as. That's what I want it to be used for. So that is my mission, and that is my vision, and I will post that when I do my whole rebrand thing, okay? I got you. All right. So, yeah, that's a little bit about me. That's a little bit about my podcast. So, hi, welcome to season 5. Thank you for being here. Thank you for listening. Thank you for supporting. I truly, deeply appreciate you. All right, so let me just get into a little bit of why I was gone in M.I.A. So I did promise you guys 2 more episodes in season 4, but unfortunately I wasn't able to do that. One, I was finishing up finals from one of my classes, in the middle of one of my other classes, and then starting another class. So I was literally in the end, the beginning, and in the middle of 3 different classes. So 1, I was just super busy with classes. 2, my health was just going crazy. So all the way back in September, one random weekend, I woke up with stomach pain. Woke up with nausea, and I was throwing up. It was really bad. And so then I think that lasted for like 2 to 3 days. And then it went away. Okay, it went away. And then that was September of last year. And then January of this year, like a week before my birthday, I felt the stomach pains again. I felt it again, but I felt it worse this time, and I was throwing up consistently. And it was just truly bad. Like, my stomach pains were so severe to the point where I would ball up on the floor and cry because it was just so bad. Mind you, I was trying to trace my steps and trace on like what I ate and try to connect it to the one in September to see if it was something that it's like, to see if it's something specifically that I'm doing or specifically that I'm eating that is messing me up. So let me just go ahead and say, since last year of May, I was consistently smoking marijuana. Okay. And so that's just a key fact that you're going to have to know later that I'm going to bring up again, I promise. So that was just like, I brought that up because that was like one of the only things that was really new. But like I said, it was consistent since May that I have been smoking, and then the random pains came in September, and it disappeared all the way up until January, a week before my birthday. Mind you, I was still smoking, so okay. So a week before my birthday, I had the severe stomach pain again. I was throwing up a lot. I was very nauseous, curling up in a ball. I could not do anything for the life of me. It was really, 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 really bad. This time around, I went to the ER because I was like, I can't do this. I went to the ER and they took all the tests they could. They took like 4 tubes of blood, and they gave me some medicine through like liquid. And so they gave me nausea medicine and they gave me pain medicine. I was in there for like hours. And they just sent me home saying that it was a stomach bug. They sent me home with nausea medicine, and that's it. It went away. And so then it then happened back in May. It was May or April, like towards the end of April and the beginning of May. It happened again in May. And like, it was just really bad. Like, it was just severe stomach pain. I could not sleep. I could not do anything. I would curl up in a ball. This time around, I wasn't throwing up or really nauseous, but I just had severe stomach pain. So I kept setting up appointments with my clinic and, just trying to figure this stuff out. So I went to my clinic. It was like a regular physical thing, but I brought it up because it was like one of the main concerns that was happening. So my doctor she referred an ultrasound. But before I was actually able to schedule the ultrasound, it was like my stomach pain was really bad again. And mind you, this time around, it stood with me for like a week or two. And so I literally called my clinic like 20 times. Like, I was talking to the nurses online. The nurses, like, because my clinic, when you call it, you could just go to a nurse line. And so that's what I kept doing. And so they scheduled a telehealth appointment, which is a appointment from home. And then that doctor then referred me to go to the ER to get the ultrasound that day because it was just really bad. So I went to the ER that day because I was referred. I went to the ER and they took blood. They did an EKG. That's like to monitor your heart. They said that that's like a regular routine thing now for the ER, just in case if someone's having a heart attack, they could catch it on time, or so on and so forth. Anyways, I was in the ER for quite a while. I had my mom, I had my boyfriend with me, and so we were in there like hours, but it wasn't really, really long. Like, we didn't get out late. We got out a reasonable time, kind of. So yeah, when I seen the doctor this time around back in May in the ER, okay, let me back up a little bit. So June 4th, I decided, okay, I'm gonna quit smoking. Like, I'm just done. And so July 5th is when I went to the hospital. June 5th, I went to the hospital. Okay, June 4th, I decided to quit smoking. June 5th, I went to the hospital. And right away when the doctor came in, he was just like, okay, off the bat, you're going to have to be honest with me. Off the bat, I'm going to ask you, do you smoke marijuana? Right off the bat, I said yes. That I'm not embarrassed to say no. I don't hide it. I said yes. And he was just like, off the bat, okay, this is CHS. Now, it's a long name. It's a very long name, and it's cannabinoid hyperemesis syndrome. I don't know if I said that right, but that's what it is, CHS. So basically what it is that smoking marijuana has caused this. So there's nothing to officially determine that you actually have CHS. And what's really not crazy, I like to say incredible, but it's not incredible like in the good way. But what's really like mind-blowing is that this was discovered 20 years ago. So literally, like, when I was 1 year old, it was discovered, okay? So this was discovered 20 years ago. So there's no like technology or anything to determine that you actually have this. And it's still brand new to doctors. Like, they're still learning about it all. And so why it's now becoming not a popular thing, but why it's coming up so much now is because marijuana was legalized. A lot of people are experiencing it now because people are smoking. And so they said that there's no way to actually determine that I actually have that the only thing that I can do to get better is to quit smoking, which, mind you, the day before I had already decided to do that. So I was okay with that decision. So now I was just on the journey of sobriety, and I was just on the journey of healing and going through withdrawal while actually still trying to live and survive life. Okay, and that is why I was not able to record and upload any episodes, because I was going through withdrawals. Withdrawal was absolutely insane. That's a whole episode on its own. That's really a whole episode on its own. I had to miss a few events, unfortunately. Like, that was very heartbreaking to me, to have to miss a few events that were happening in my life. I had to call off of work a lot of times. I had to really take it easy with like school and everything. Like, I had to just get through the last few finals of homework, and it was really exhausting. And that is why I was not able to upload, and I was not able to really do much. I was just going through withdrawal and just trying to figure out how to go about life at this point. What was also happening when it was happening again, like when it was happening consistently with my stomach pains, was that I had no appetite. I did not want to eat, but also I could not keep food down. I could not keep water down. I could not keep much down. So while the stomach pains were happening, I was also throwing up and nauseous, very, very nauseous. So most of the time I wasn't really able to do much. Most of the time I was just laying down, sleeping, or just trying to be as comfortable as I can be, because if you have gone through withdrawal, it's not easy. It's not easy at all. And so it was something that was very new to me as well. And so I just had to figure out how to go through life with that, because life just doesn't pause just because you're sick. You still got work, and you still got school, and you still got everything else that you got to do that you've planned. And so although I could not put my podcast first to be able to record episodes and to be able to post, I unfortunately had to just put other things in priority first. And so I'm back. I'm finally back. I'm better. I'm sober. I'm over a month sober, right? Yeah, over a month sober. So like I said before, there's nothing to actually determine that you actually have CHS, and the only way to get better is to quit. Is to quit smoking, which is what I did. And so I will say is that with CHS, like, you seriously cannot pick up marijuana ever again. You can't do anything. You can't eat edibles. You can't smoke. You can't anything marijuana. You can't ingest. You can't have it in your system, because it's literally gonna mess you up more. And during the time when it's like, so during in June, in the beginning, there was a lot of foods that would trigger it. Like, I could not eat pasta. If you know me, pasta is my best friend. I love pasta. I love eating pasta. I could eat pasta every day if I could. But at that time, it was a trigger food, so I did have to let go of it for a minute. So it's been a journey. If you want to learn more about it, I will highly suggest to search it up. I've found that it's easier, that TikTok is like my new Google. So every time I'm curious, I go to TikTok and search something up. So I went to TikTok and searched up CHS, and there's a lot of videos on it, a lot of videos of food that triggers it, a lot of things that you should avoid, and just kind of going through withdrawal, that it helps you out. So yeah, I could have a whole nother episode about this, kind of just go into it a little bit more. But I just kind of wanted to explain to you guys on what was going on. I want to be honest with you guys. I want to be open with you guys. Like I said, CHS is not very well known, just because it is pretty brand new. Kind of not really. It's brand new. It's not out there. And so it's something that I still experiencing, because I no longer smoke it. I no longer smoke marijuana. I no longer do anything with marijuana. But this other day I was around people who were, and there was a big cloud of it in front of my face, and I tried not to inhale. I was but I think a little bit got into my nose, and so that night at 4 a.m. I woke up with stomach pains. So I will never try marijuana again, unfortunately. I get sick from it. So I feel like that was also that was like, yeah, it's CHS. That's what she got. I'm hoping that's what I got. I'm still monitoring my stomach just in case there's something else that's going on that we did not catch in the first place. But as of right now, I'm gonna say that CHS was what I was going through, and unfortunately I was not able to make any episodes. I was not able to post anything. But now here I am. I'm better. I'm sober. I am going through school. I'm in the 4th year of college. I graduate next year. I just kind of going through it, and I'm just taking it one day at a time. But I'm happy to have you guys back, and I'm happy to be recording again. I can't wait. I need a little water break because my throat. Whew, I don't know what's wrong with my throat. Whew. Anyways, that's what's been going on. So yes, I'm better. So with the whole like expanding and working on my podcast a lot more, I have like a set out plan of what I want in every episode that I have. So it'll be like a weekly catch up. It'll be current events. You guys, there's 2 big main events that happened. I mean, there's probably a lot of more events, but with like the presidential election stuff, Trump was shot in his ear, and then Biden just dropped out of the race and is endorsing Kamala Harris. Now, with this, I'm not going to talk about my views on political stuff. Unfortunately, I don't feel comfortable talking about political stuff. But what I will say, I highly, highly, highly recommend to do your research and vote this year. Your vote matters. I promise you, your vote matters. Like, yes, you're just one person, but your vote matters. Your vote can be the difference. Because what if it's a tie? And what if your vote is a tiebreaker? Just do your research and vote. Okay. Your voice matters, and your voice can change stuff. Just because you're one person does not mean you cannot change anything. Does not mean your voice does not matter. Your voice matters, okay? I promise you that. And that's all I gotta say on political stuff. I will say, with genocide that is happening in Palestine, we also need to continue to have our voices heard for that. Continue to boycott, continue to protest if you can safely, and just have your voices heard about that. That has been happening long before even October of 2023. So something needs to change. Something's not right. Something needs to change. So I will highly suggest that you also use your voice for that. Please and thank you. Okay. So after the weekly catch up and after the current event, it'll be the main topic of the episode. This episode there's no main topic. It's just let's talk, okay? Because it was a lot. And then I'll give you a plant update. So if you were here in season 4, you would know that I was trying to survive my aunt's orchid. That did not work. Unfortunately, it passed away. I tried with all my heart, with all my might. It unfortunately passed away. But in better news, my spider plant is growing like there's no tomorrow. She is blooming. She is growing. She's big. She's huge. Like, I repotted her in April. Then I had to repot her in June. I'm gonna have to repot her soon. Look at me rhyming, JK. But my spider plant she's big and growing. And then my grandma gave me it's called a Christmas cactus, a fake Christmas cactus or something like that. She gave me one of those because she like propagated, I think that's the word, where you like cut a leaf off and you put it in like water and then it like grows stems or roots, and then you like repot it in another pot and it just grows like into like a regular thing, like not a regular thing, but it just grows bigger of that same plant that you just, you know. So she had one of those, and so she gave it to me, and I potted it, and she's growing crazy too. Like, she growing and growing, like. So if you don't know, I'm a plant person. I'm sorry, I'm like all over the place. I'm a plant person. I love plants. I have a spider plant, a cactus, 2 more cactuses, cacti. I have a snake plant, a money tree. I feel like there was something else. I feel like there's something else and I'm missing it. Oh, I have an aloe vera, and I think that's about it. I want more plants. I'm gonna get more plants. I don't know when, but I want more. I want it's a vine, and I want it because it grows on like boards, like it grows on walls. That's really cool to me, so I want that. It's like on my bucket list, but I love plants, so I'm gonna give a plant update every week because I water them every Thursday, and I literally find something new with all my plants every week, every time I water it. So that's that. I'm gonna give you guys a plant update every time. And then I'm bringing back my affirmation cards. It's been a minute. I used to do this in like season 1 and season 2, and then I just stopped, so I'm sorry for that. But we're bringing it back, so we're gonna go ahead and do it right now. I love this. All right, so we gonna go ahead. We gonna see. I'm gonna go ahead and these two because they was popping up right now. If y'all seen it, they was popping up. So let's go ahead. Manifestation. You know I love talking about manifestation. It works, but you can't only manifest. You gotta work for it as well. And then worthiness. So worthiness. I am worthy of the ultimate happiness. I deserve and accept it. And damn it, I'm not going to feel guilty about it when I get it. As you shouldn't. Guilt is not invited to my happiness party. I won't even tell him where it is. As you shouldn't. If he asks about it, I'll be like, no, I think you're thinking of something else. As you should. And then I'll run away very quickly. As you should. Okay, worthiness. Don't let guilt come to your party because it's uninvited. We don't want it. We don't like guilt. We're gonna accept what is coming for us and what is good for us. And we're not gonna feel guilty about it, okay? We're not gonna feel guilty about it. Not today, honey. Not today. Manifestation. If you could have anything you wanted, what would it be? Get specific and get greedy. You are holding a magic wand and you can conjure up anything. Could it be that when you declare your wishes out loud, you're actually casting a spell for your dreams to come true? Or is it just that in a very practical sense, the more people you speak with about your desires, the more folks there are who know that you want and might have the means to help you make them happen? Either way, stop waiting and start manifesting. But don't use that word if you don't want to. You don't have to. But I love manifestation. But like I'd always say, you can manifest, but you also got to work for it. You can't just manifest and just wait for it to come to happen. Just wait for it to come to happen. You can't manifest and then just expect it to happen. That's better. You got to work for it. That's just how life is. You got to work for this stuff, okay? Nothing's going to come to you. You got to work for it, okay? All right. I love my affirmation cards. I love that segment. I'm going to bring that back. This is my absolute favorite, and it's like an OG. If you've been here from season 1, you know what I'm talking about. It's an OG, and it's going to stay. It's going to be brought back, and it's going to stay. I used to have a career cards one, too, that is packed away, so I do have to go get that soon. But that would be next. And then if you were an OG, I didn't do this much, like season 4, I would forget. But if you are an OG, you know that by the end of the episode, I would always give you an emoji to either post on my Facebook timeline or just kind of send it to me just so I can know you made it this far. It's cool, huh? Thank you if you made it this far. So today's emoji, and I like to mix it, like I like to not have it correlate with my episodes just because it's like I don't want people trying to guess what it is. And I like to have it random to see if people are really, really, truly listening, okay? If you're not, that's okay. I don't mind as long as you're listening, but this is just really cool for me. It's just really cool to see who is actually listening and who is paying attention and who is actually really invested in this. And so yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and just do we're gonna go ahead with an animal this time. We're gonna go ahead with a sloth. I want a sloth. So you don't have to go looking for it. If you go into your emoji bar, there's like a word bar. You could search up sloth. It's gonna come up. It's gonna be the one and only sloth on there. It's like on a tree bench. You gonna see it, okay? And then I'm gonna give my social medias a shout out because I didn't do that. I never done that, and I think that's a little weird. So, Instagram. My podcast Instagram is Imperfect Podcasting with Sam. Simple. Imperfect Podcasting with Sam. Now, if you don't want to go into other social medias to search it up, I truly understand that. That's just too much, okay? Too much. In my Instagram bio, I have a link tree. In that link tree, there's going to be all the bios in there. All the bios. It's going to be all the links in there. I have my Instagram, my TikTok, my YouTube, my Pinterest. I have the Spotify for my Spotify. And then I have 2 of my published writings on there that you can read yourself. I am a published author. Hi, if you didn't know. I keep forgetting as well. So it's on there as well if you want to read them. So that's just the quick and easy way to find all my social medias. But Instagram and Perfect Podcasting with Sam, kind of the same thing everywhere. I also have Threads. So I should also link that, and I will soon. And then, at the end of every episode, I just kind of give you a motivational saying and just kind of be like, hey, it's okay to not be okay. It's okay to be yourself. You're not perfect, and it's okay to not be perfect. You're perfect in your own way. There's no definition. There's no set definition of perfect. There's no set picture of perfect. Don't believe what society says, and don't believe what social media makes you think. You don't have to be a perfect way to be perfect. You don't have to have a perfect body to be perfect. There's no perfect body. I feel like I'm just, okay. There's no set way to be perfect. And that's that. I promise you. You are amazing in your own way. And the world needs you, and the world loves you. And if you ever need anything, and if you know me, if you even just want to talk, I don't even have to respond. I don't even have to give you, advice. If you just want me to listen, I'm here to just listen. But if you want some advice, I'll do my absolute best. I'm not perfect. I don't know every answer, so, okay? I barely even know what to do in my life at times. But I will try to help in the best way that I can. You are loved. You are wanted. You make the world a better place. Thank you for listening to my podcast. Thank you for supporting it any way that you can. Even if it's just a like on social media, or if it's just sharing my stuff, even if it's listening for 10 seconds. I truly appreciate everything that you do, and I love you so much, okay? So yeah, this is the first episode of season 1. No, it's not the first episode of season 1. Oh my god. It's the first episode of season 5. I will see you guys in the other episodes of season 5. And thank you again. And I love you. Appreciate you. Mwah. Bye.